What's going on, America? This is Kevin in Kevin's Corner, and you know what it is. I'm going to try to make some sense out of nonsense, and it was tough in 2017 making sense because there was a whole heap of nonsense. All right? Yeah, it is now 2018. Happy New Year's, everyone. Welcome to the future, okay? The future is here, finally. Where's my skateboard that floats? That's all I know. Remember back in the day when we thought that 1999 was so far off that we would be flying around in cars? And I'll never forget listening to the Prince song, I was dreaming when I wrote this, forgive me if it goes too fast. Bum, ba-dum, bum, ba-dum. Well, life is just a party, and party wasn't meant to last. We thought in 1999 it was going to be the future. We'd all be floating and levitating, all that stuff, and nothing happened. See, that's what it is when you have an expectation or prediction of something that's going to happen and you over-exaggerate it, and then it doesn't happen. So when Y2K came, we all start stocking up on water. We're like, oh my God, the lights are going to go off and everything's going to implode. And it's kind of like how the Never Trumpers responded last year concerning Donald Trump. When he gets elected, the stock market's going to crash. There's going to be fighting and burning in the streets. And yet the crime has gone down. Jobs have gone up. Stock market is skyrocketed. America is respected by all of these other countries, whether they like us or not. They got to respect us at least, and so when you look at the over exaggeration of what was going to happen negatively when it came to Donald Trump, none of it happened. And yet there are still some people going into 2018 that are locked into this mind frame that everything that Donald Trump is doing and is going to do is just going to destroy America. They're forgetting the tagline. It's like they're not listening to what the words "Make America Great Again" mean. Okay, it's not make America worse, make America be disrespected by other countries. It's make America great again. Okay, so that means everything that he's trying to do is in the interest of America. Trade, he's looking out for America, okay? When it comes to natural resources, he's looking out for American jobs. When it comes to taxes, he wants to put the government back into the hands of the American people and not the Democrats, which wants to control the government. And I'm hoping in 2018, the people will start to see the purpose of a revolution of having someone like a Donald Trump get into office. You will never, ever see another Donald Trump in the office because they didn't expect the first Donald Trump to get into the office. They did not expect someone from the outside to come in and disrupt their little nest egg. The way that the system works, Democrats, Republicans, even though they're on opposite sides, they're all playing the same game. They control the government. They control the rules. They control the laws. They control the policies. So they set them up to benefit the government or their jobs. So when you get somebody from the outside coming in who don't need the job in the government, they got their own source of income. But at the same time, when they had their own source of income, was subject to all of the rules and regulations that these politicians were making, and all of the guidelines and making sure they have to go through this checklist to build something, making sure for them to sell something, they got to put out all this stuff and these paperworks need to be filled out, and then taxing them and giving all that stuff you had to jump through when you weren't a politician. A person like Donald Trump knows that these guys have set it all up. They might have disagreements, they might bump heads, but they all still play by the same rules. They're like, look, y'all might have it for 4 or 8 years. We might have it for the next 4 or 8, but let's not sell each other out. At the end of the day, we all got to look out for each other. And then you get a guy like Donald Trump in, and he just totally just disrupts everything. And the people are too blind to see that he has nothing to lose. He's not worried about losing his job. I mean, he makes peanuts as the president compared to what he was making as Donald Trump. And yet you'll still have people going into 2018. He's doing that for fame. Saw somebody on TV the other day. He's doing that for fame, like he wasn't famous prior to becoming the president. He's doing that to make him and his buddies rich. He's already rich. I'm going, he's doing it because he wants to at this point. It's more of a headache to be the president than it was for him to be Donald Trump, the entertainer and billionaire. And so the people need to get on board this year and realize that he's disrupting a crooked system that they were all complaining about. The system's corrupt. The system's corrupt. The system's corrupt. And then when somebody gets in and starts addressing it, man, he corrupt, man, he this and that, because the people who run the system told you that. You know, I hope that the people wake up and realize the real deal. Because guess what? 2017 was great for Trump supporters. We're not suffering from buyer's remorse. We're not waking up the next day like, man, I got a little tipsy last night and bought a motorcycle. How much did I pay for this? $15,000. Oops. Maybe I shouldn't have did this. Nah, we're not doing that. The Trump base are going, I don't see what the problem is. All year, he's been addressing policies that he said he would address. He's been dealing with topics that he said he would deal with, in spite of the obstruction from the left, from the media, from the Democrats, you name it. They've been all fighting against this stuff. Even his own party sometimes. They can't even move at the pace that he wants to move at. So for the first time, we get a president that gets in and says, I'm actually going to do what I said I'm going to do. That's why he was so mad over the Israeli decision when he said he's going to move the embassy to Israel. They weren't mad because he did it. They were mad because for the first time, we had a president that's actually doing what he said he was going to do. And so I don't see what the problem is. All the Trump supporters are going, what? Is there a problem with this? I'm pretty sure he said that in his campaign, he was going to do it. So why is everybody mad? Oh, y'all mad because for the first time, a president's actually doing what he said he would do. Go figure. We didn't expect that. We expect him to just go chirp, 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 and never do what they said they're going to do. And finally, he did it. And so we're not mad. We don't have buyer's remorse. But you know who is mad? The snowflakes, the left. Yeah, the funky Democrats. They're mad. And the liberal, crooked, funky, dirty, smelly, nasty, disgusting, dumpster juice media, and I'm talking the liberal media, they're furious because they were Trump haters from the start. They was in the bag for Hillary. They said it was all wrapped up in 17. Yep, Trump, he has a pretty much a 0.00 negative 00 point chance of ever winning. This is hilarious. I can't even believe he ran. And then he won. Egg on face. Who's laughing now? But nonetheless, they're mad. And you know what's funny about it is one of the benefits of being a Trump supporter is we walk around happy. We like, and we laughing at the people who are mad. Can you imagine being mad for one whole year? At what point does the anger subside? You've been mad for one whole year. It is hard to hold an emotion for more than 5 or 10 minutes. You've been mad for a year, y'all. This is my therapy session for all of the snowflakes in the left. I need you to reconcile with the inside, and I want you to get down and find your emotions on the inside and release them. Let it go. You can't keep waking up every day like, what's wrong, man? I'm mad. Why? For nothing. Because that's what it is. Mad for nothing. The expectations of what you thought would happen if Trump won didn't happen. So for 1 year, you've been mad for nothing. That's unhealthy. Let the anger go. And people wonder why Trump supporters are so adamant about supporting Trump. It's not that we just want to support Trump. It's just that the overreaction from the left, the hatred, the attacks, we have to equally match that with our support for our political decision. Why? Well, because in the past, before this election, people might question your political views, but they didn't question your character. They didn't question your morality. But this election has caused the left to attack our character, our morality, and in my case, my blackness. All of this stuff is so aggressive this election that we have to match it with knowledge, with reasoning, with facts, with information. All of those things we're using to combat the aggression from the left. So it's not that we are just, oh my God, we're in some type of Trump cult. No, it's just that we understand that our decision was based off of a practical, logical choice, and yet we're being attacked for it as if we got something wicked and crooked on the inside. So we defend it through some practical, reasonable explanations, justifications, and knowledge and facts. And the left can't deal with that when you throw it up in their face, and they do the same thing, resort to calling your names and trying to shame you. If you support Trump, you must be a dirty rat too. He's so evil and wicked, therefore you are too. And that doesn't fly when it comes to practical thinking people. Like, oh, okay, here we go. Here comes the shaming. Here comes the wait, where's racism? Where's that one? When is that coming out? Oh, that's coming next. You're racist too. So anyway, we're not suffering from buyer's remorse. We're looking forward to 2018. It's going to be an exciting year. A lot of stuff on the political agenda. Hopefully it will all get addressed in spite of the opposition. We know that's coming. It's ridiculous, man. And the Russia narrative, and this is my final point as the new year ends, is falling apart. But here's my thing, y'all. Let me look around. Sometime, make sure ain't no bug up. Is a bug around? Okay, check one. Anybody listening? Okay. This whole thing with the Russia collusion false narrative, what I said before, I think that the FBI and the Hillary campaign was in cahoots in the Obama administration, and they was putting things in place to prevent Donald Trump from becoming the president. Like surveilling him, like coming up with the fake phony Russia dossier. They were doing all kind of stuff to undermine his campaign and to gather dirt on Donald Trump. And they didn't think that they would lose, so they didn't properly clean up after the party that night. See, they was out kicking it, left confetti laying around and balloons and cake on the walls, and then all of a sudden lost. Donald Trump wins, and it's like, oh shoot, we got to clean up this mess as an afterthought. And that is why I think that the higher people in the FBI who was a part of that mess is so reluctant to give over the information about the fake phony Russia dossier and the FISA warrant, because I think they were involved in that whole process. And they can't let that monkey out the bag, because then it would undermine our faith in the FBI as if it hasn't already been undermined. We already know that the fix was in for Hillary. We already know that Comey, Loretta Lynch, and Price, and all of them were in cahoots. We already know that how they felt about Donald Trump, and they little the text messages that we found where it's talking about the insurance policy. We know what they were talking about. It wasn't car insurance, that's for sure. Nah. It wasn't life insurance. It was insurance to keep him from becoming the president, or at least jacking him up once he became the president. But instead of just saying, okay, we busted, the jig is up, here's all the information, they have been stalling Congress, probably trying to figure out an alternative plan to confessing to the American public that we cheated. We tried to cheat during an election. We sabotaged him, because guess what that's going to do? It's going to expose that the fix was in for Hillary, that the dirty, nasty, crooked Democrats were also involved in this whole Russia false narrative thing. They all know it's fake. We all do too. But nonetheless, it would expose all of that corruption. And people would be like, what? Our government has been doing this foul stuff. See, right now, we all have a theory. We all have a gut feeling that there's corruption, and some of us know. But a lot of people just like, well, I just think the government's so corrupt. Well, it is. But to actually know it is a whole different reality. And they can't just give over this information and say, okay, y'all got us. So I think what they're trying to do, here's the latest narrative, buy themselves some time so they could come up with another reason why they went and got a FISA warrant and started surveilling Donald Trump and his campaign members. And now they're trying to say George Papadopoulos, or whatever his name is, was over in Australia speaking with a dignitary and mentioned something about Russia hacking Hillary's emails and having dirt on her. But isn't it funny that there is no source that they cited? And I also find it funny that this top secret information has been leaked out, probably by the FBI, to the New York Times to divert our attention away from the fake, phony dossier and the FBI probably being involved with using that and maybe even helping fund that to get the FISA warrant. So now they're trying to say, well, it wasn't because of the FISA warrant that made us go ahead and surveil. We did it because of what we heard George Papadopoulos said over in Australia, which they got George Papadopoulos in some type of trouble right now because of lying. And I guarantee you, they probably pulled him into a room and said, look here, man, you already in trouble. And so are we. We got to stick together. So this is what we gonna do. We gonna put this whole thing on you talking about something over in Australia, and we gonna say we use that. Now, if we do that, if you take one for the team, we will cut you. We'll cut you some deals too. We'll go ahead and maybe let you walk a little bit. We ain't gonna go ahead and throw the key away. We cut you a backdoor deal. But you gotta eat this, George Papadopoulos. All right. And so I think they're gonna drop that on George Papadopoulos and make it seem like, nah, we wasn't surveilling Trump because of the dossier. Nah, that was secondary. What really made us get into this is because George Papadopoulos said something about it. That made us say, well, let's look into it. Then the fake phony dossier came, only confirming what George Papadopoulos said. And now we took that to get the FISA one. So they're trying to go ahead and set it up. So when they finally have to come out to Congress and say, okay, here it is, we did use the FISA warrant, but that wasn't the main reason. Yeah, right. So don't be fooled going into 2018. I think this whole thing is going to crumble right before their eyes and backfire. That is why Donald Trump is not worried about firing Mueller. He's like, why should I do that now? Everybody at this point are going, this is garbage. So I'm just going to let it all play out and see what happens. So 2018 is going to be a fun year, hopefully, and we'll get a lot of stuff accomplished and continue to make America great again. I want to thank everyone for supporting me this year. My subscribership has just skyrocketed. And I'm going to tell you guys, when I first got into this, I've been doing public speaking for quite some time. Never thought I would be speaking about politics. It was about other things. And yet, somehow, I guess your gift will make room for you. I saw things happening in America that I was going, this is ridiculous and nobody's saying stuff, especially in my community. A lot of black people running around either ignorant or scared to even talk about politics, because if you was a Trump supporter, you got attacked. And so I started saying stuff, and guess what happened? I got attacked, but I'm built for it, tough, and can take it. So I just had to keep on chirping, and all of a sudden, things just start to happen, and it's been a wonderful journey throughout 2017. I'm looking forward to 2018. Please follow me on Twitter and on Facebook. The links are in the bottom. Also, those that donated to Kevin's Corner, I truly, truly appreciate it. And if you ever are in a city where you're having some type of event or like me to come and speak, please contact me. The information on how to do that is also in the bottom. If you want to support through donations, you can do that in the bottom of the link as well. So, God bless you. Welcome to the future. We got lots of games. I'm sorry, I get distracted sometimes though. Welcome to the future. Y'all don't remember that, do y'all? Remember that dance? Then you have to break it down like this. Yeah. All right, anyway, God bless you. And we will see you next time in Kevin's Corner.